Hi, Amanda Kendall here with Elevating Profits. So today I want to talk about hiring those kids. Child labor legally. There really is a legal way to do it. Okay. If you haven't caught on yet, my sense of humor is leaves something to be desired, but here we go. Let's get into what we're here to talk about. So if you have minor children under the age of 18 that you claim on your taxes, you can actually hire them in your business and their income is tax free, like literally tax free. It's so let's talk about what this looks like. Let's first talk about the ages of children and the jobs that we're going to have them do. So, regardless of your type of business, typically, in order to actually make this work the way it should and to be able to justify it if the IRS were to audit you on it, your child needs to be at an age where they can actually do some work. So, are there things that a 4-year-old can do in your business? Possibly, but they do it without maximum supervision. Probably not. My opinion is about 6 or 7 is where we start to get to that point where they can do some things without maximum supervision. Little things, vacuuming, taking out the trash, dusting, shredding paper. Doesn't have to be mind blowing activities, just has to be age appropriate. So 6 or 7 is kind of the threshold where I say we can start this, and then up through 18. Once you start to get to high school age children, they can do a whole lot more. They might be able to assist with some of the bookkeeping tasks. They might be able to assist with filing and sorting mail, or whatever it is you do, they might be able to assist with that at a higher capacity. So age appropriate tasks is the key. And again, 6 or 7 is kind of where I say that we start this process and where we can actually start to hire them and it be legit. Now, second thing that you need to be aware of is you need to track this. This is not just something where you're going to say, hey, my kid worked for 10 hours this week. I'm going to pay him $120 for the 10 hours. No, you need to document it. You need to have some type of journal. It doesn't have to be a timesheet. It doesn't have to be super complex, but you do need some sort of timesheet or a journal that states that on this day they worked for this many hours and this is what they did. It just helps you if you get audited to have that record. Plus, it teaches your kid a little extra step of responsibility and being able to do things on their own. So if you're asking them to write this down, your 7-year old's timesheet is not going to be nice and neat, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be. But just get them in the habit of being responsible and recording this so that they can get paid. So, last thing I want to talk, or not last thing, well, next thing I want to talk about is let's talk about the tax-free component of this. So, depending on the state you live in, there's 4 types of taxes that come out of your paycheck, maybe more, but we're going to talk about the main 4 that we'll see. So, you're going to see Social Security tax, Medicare tax, your federal income tax withholding, and your state income tax withholding. Under that state component, you may have city, locals, you may have a lot more there, but those are the 4 main ones. Now, when you hire your minor child and you do it the right way, which we're going to talk about some more tips and advice on that coming up, when you do it the right way, you do not have to pay Social Security, Medicare, federal income tax, or state income tax withholding for them. So the income is really tax-free. So why is this important? So let's sidestep here for just a quick moment. How much money are you already spending on your kids, whether it's for their extracurricular activities, whether it's for things they want, whether it's just giving them an allowance? Shift that to be an expense from your business. And now you are doing some tax planning. It's brilliant. You've just brought tax-free income into your household that you were most likely going to be spending on your household anyways. So not subject to any of those taxes. Now, you can only pay them up to a certain threshold before they would be subject to taxes and have to file an income tax return. That threshold is going to vary every year, so I don't want to specify a specific dollar amount that you're going to rely on, but it is whatever the filing threshold is. So if you Google search filing threshold for the year that you're looking at hiring your kid for, you should be able to easily find what that threshold is. You don't want to pay them above that threshold. If we're talking $12,000 or $13,000 on this threshold, you may not realistically be able to justify $12 or $13 to your 7-year-old, but you might be able to justify $12,000 or $13,000 to a 16, 17, or 18-year-old. So again, age appropriate tasks, age appropriate pay. So the other thing is you can't pay your kid $20 an hour for what you would hire somebody outside of your family for $15 an hour. So the pay has to be comparable and appropriate as well. So when you do this right, which we're going to talk about the one final thing here in just a moment that I want to make sure you're aware of to do this right, you do not need to issue a W-2. You do not need to file payroll tax returns. You do not need to have all of the payroll stuff set up to be able to do this properly for your minor child. Anybody else? Yes, you do. For your minor child? No, you do not. So here is the last thing that is a requirement to make this work. Paying your child has to be done through a sole proprietor. You can't do it through an S corporation. You can't do it through a C corporation or partnership. It has to be done through a sole proprietorship. So I know I said that and some of you went, I'm out. I'm not set up as a sole proprietorship. It doesn't work for me. It's not true. It's just a workaround. It's called entity strategy. So if you operate an S corporation, maybe you set up a family management company. And that family management company is responsible for providing certain services to your S corporation. In this case, it may be office cleaning. It may be, mail management. There's certain tasks, and you set up an agreement for how this is going to move back and forth. So your kid is technically employed by the family management company, which receives income from your S corporation for those services to be performed. So your S corporation pays the family management company an expense out of the S corporation, income to the family management company. The family management company pays your minor child in expense out, and essentially you're zeroing the income on the family management company. So you're not subjecting yourself to self-employment tax or any of those things that we normally shift over to an S corporation to avoid in a sole proprietorship. But a sole proprietorship is the only way that you can pay your kids and avoid income tax this way and have the tax-free component of it. So there are ways under an S corporation that you can pay your kid and avoid income tax, but you can't avoid the FICA. So this is the right way to do it if you want to avoid all of the tax components and make that truly tax-free income to your child. So you want to make sure it's under a sole proprietorship. If you operate differently, you can just set up a family management company and do it that way. Now, big side bonus here is I am all about teaching children, young children and older children, all about money management and being financially savvy. So this is also a great opportunity for you to use this earned income from your child, because it is earned, and set up a Roth IRA for them, a minor's Roth IRA. And this allows you to then start contributing to a Roth. Think about it. If you have a 7-year-old kid and you're putting even just $600 a year into a Roth IRA for them, when they retire at 65, that $600 is going to be so valuable to them, and they're going to appreciate it. And right now, they probably won't even miss the few dollars that you're taking for that. So that is the proper way to employ a child tax-free in your business. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. We do monitor those, or you can reach out to us and go to www.elevatingprofits.com, and you can click on schedule an appointment, and you can schedule a consulting call to see how we can assist you to walk through these steps. So hopefully that gave you some good information and you're ready to go out and just set up getting your children free, well, not free, but child labor legally. So again, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below or reach out to us to schedule an appointment for a consultation. Thanks and have a great day.